Okay, so on Lande and his wife Dara's saga, I finally want to learn the voice. Personally, I'm always very reluctant to just, even though as a content creator, as a social analyst, to come out and just start dissecting and analyzing situations, especially when it comes to emotional matters. I always want to look at the details and look at the motives and intents. Because you see, it's a thing for one to say something, it's another thing. The real message is always, you can always get a real message from the actions and the body language and the demeanors. Now, some weeks now, maybe about 2 weeks, Lande came out and make a big alarm, making very salient accusation on the wife. Ó ṣe doggy, kò ṣe doggy, ó ṣe truth or dare, kò ṣe truth or dare, and all of that stuff. And of course, as expected, it generates a lot of buzz on the social media. And preceding that has been series of events, interviews, and all of those. Okay, so I'm not going to waste our time. We all saw how things has played out over time, but this is my candid opinion. It doesn't have to be popular. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to accept it. But I personally think that this is a well-cooked, planned manipulation and setup from Lande and Marygold. I only see two victims here, Babatee himself and the Dara girl. Now let me say this before I go into the details, that it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter how I see things. It does not exonerate Dara in any way. The Dara girl was, there's no better, I wish, see, I want to tell you something. My own idea is never to bring anybody down. I don't care what you have done. I feel that God is not interested in this culture of shame that we have in Nigeria. I don't agree with it. Somebody do something wrong and then we have to kill him and kill her with our words. I'm not much of a fan to it. I've been in that space and I don't think it is right. So I'm always trying to, especially when it comes to emotional issues, be subtle. So we have this culture of shame in Nigeria where we just say something. I want people that don't even have the moral justification. Àwọn tí òdìndí ìrókò tree wà lójú wọn, they will be trying to remove the broom inside somebody else's eyes. Now, so whatever I say is not to exonerate Dara in any way, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter what it is. Dara is clearly wayward, loose. Like, no. Dara is wrong, and wrong. By every moral standpoint, Dara, no. Dara Oshidada. Oshidada. However, I want you to take you back to all of this story one after the other. If I can attach the clips in this video, I'll probably do, but if not, you have seen it before, so follow it. According to their, and I'm not going to say anything unfounded or that I feel. I'm going to be quoting them, all of the parties, especially Marygold, Dara, and Lande. In their story, Marygold and Dara have been friends for ages. Keep that aside. Lande and Mary have been an acquaintance. And we can clearly not define to what extent was their relationship. But one more. I'm not insinuating anything, but they know each other. To tell that it was Marygold that introduced Dara to Lande, or rather say, Lande met Dara through Marygold. But before Lande existence, let's go way back. These two ladies have been friends. One thing, see, I will not mix words. One thing anybody will establish is that they've been running things, the idea of, franchising and, using what they have to get what they want, is not too far from them. The two of them, however. Now, before Lande, this is somebody who is a bestie. Some of the things that caught my attention is this. Marygold and Dara have been friends for that long, and in Dara's first relationship, where he has a guy that gave her $4 million to make a shot, a video shoot. Apparently, this girl has even been in entertainment before she even met Lande. I want you to know that because I'm coming there. Because some people said, hey, he was just there for his money. No, it looks as if this girl is already in limelight even before Lande. Now, she has been friends with this girl. She has a boyfriend who gave her $4 million to shoot a video. And the boy clearly said, do not tell anyone. Right? Apparently, she felt like, this is my friend. One of the problems with Dara is that she's a dummy. I don't have a better way to say it. Oh God, yeah. She felt like, this is my friend. She trusts this girl too much. You don't know that. Maybe because she's young. Life is not like that. Now, it's not a problem that you trust. It's a problem, who do you trust? Especially when something hits you over and over and over and you still did not learn. Now, in this case, she told her friend. Her friend went back to tell the guy's friend, who later, escalated the matter according to their story. And the guy cut her off, broke up with her. This is way before Lande. Marygold was involved. There's another incident with another guy that she allegedly was seen, and the relationship was jeopardized. Marygold was involved. Now, this same Marygold, at the time, according to the mother's story, said she just saw the girl from the blues and said, who is this girl? He said, we met in a party, she's my friend and all of those. Young girls like to team up and all of that stuff. And she said, I'm not feeling this girl vibe. She's not dressing nice and all of those things. The mother tried to reject the girl. Dara said, no, it's my friend. According to the mother, and all of those things. They are that close. But you see, if you trace the pattern, she has never been that much of a genuine friend to her. This is where the problem lies. Now, in the course of time, don't forget, ó ti mọ Dara rí before Lande. Ó ti mọ Lande rí before kí Dara tó mọ̀, òun ló introduce ẹ̀ sí. I strongly believe this is where Lande have problem. That Marygold introduced Dara to Lande with that same energy of bad belle. Kò lérò pé Lande máa serious. Marygold ò gbé Dara fún Lande. With good intention, pé ọ̀rẹ́ mi mo réyàn gidi fún ẹ. First of all, òun náà lọ́kọ now. Don't forget, the reason why she ended up tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí káṣọ wálé àwọn Dara was pé wọ́n ní bàbá ẹ̀ frustrate ẹ̀ lé pé kó mọ́kọ wálé. For some reason, òun rọ́kàn tiẹ̀. Now, ó gbé Dara fún Lande kó dẹ̀. But for some reason, this girl has certain aura that every man that meets her, regardless of her recklessness, regardless of her wayward life, they always like her and they always want to have something serious with her for some weird reason. Mary could have never imagined that Lande would get serious with Dara. I don't know how good this girl is. But I can want Baba Debe. Baba will wait. What is this? And the Lande guy was just coming up then. No shame pick àwọn Yahoo boy iTunes nǹkan kan àwọn ní $50. And he's trying to upgrade his resume. So he found this girl, fell in love with her, which was never the expectation. Ibi tó ń di ọkọ mess up nìyẹn. Ọmọ tán gbé fún kó ya ọmọ kó káàsì ni. Baba fell in love. But you can't blame a man for falling in love. But èèyàn tó gbé fún kó gbé fún with that intent. So, to Marygold's surprise, Lande fell in love with Dara. Before you say Jack Robinson, they started getting serious. Before you say Jack Robinson, Papa, baby has entered. They've settled down. Oof. For a girl that have to leave the house because the father is saying go and bring a man. Now, that same girl have an access to a man that is a marriageable husband that can, Mary never saw Lande as a man that can actually be serious and settle down and even be successful. To kind of have that kind of enviable relationship that he ended up having with Dara. So big ìgbà tó gbóúnjẹ alẹ́ ìfọlógbòde. Let me tell you from experience. I've seen it too many times where a female will introduce her friend to a guy. There will not be problem. Immediately they get serious. That same girl that introduced you to that man will be the one that will start making effort to destroy your relationship. And that's exactly what happened with Mary. Over time bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pass. She already have a bad blood. But she's a very smooth person. Mary will always stick around. If you notice, they've had episode. Let me take you back to Mary's statement. Remember, she said she had a boyfriend, and she allegedly claimed that Dara went back to have something with the guy. Bad blood number 3. Let me be counting it. From the guy where they give 4 million, beef day. From the Okwafenufe beef day. Now, Lande. Why always you? So there is every reason, legit, to be honest, every reason for Marygold to have a beef with Dara. Now their relationship persists. She did something very smart. She stick around. For some reason or the other, again, Dara was so dumb enough to still get into marriage and keep Marygold to herself. Let me pause here and give you a life lesson. You see, one of the prize for success is that when you begin to move from the ground and you begin to move up in life, one of the demands is that you will lose friend. If you decide not to do so, the people who know when you are nothing always make effort to bring you back to nothing. I want you to keep that. So as you are growing in life, you will naturally lose some friends. Let them go. Now, so like this, some of them you will reconnect later at the top. Some is done. Some people are supposed to be in your life for a period of time. Life is in phases. People are in stages. And you have to learn that. This is the lesson that Dara never learns. She kept this girl to herself. The girl wasn't smart enough to penetrate the man in the name of, you know when you are dating a guy that was introduced by your friend, you now be hearing, Yahoo, but that means all those abusive bullshit. She penetrated so much that she even became the manager of Lande. Graciously, Lande blew up on social media. She became a social media sensation. Small money don't they enter. They moved from Mowe to Lekki as husband and wife. Guess what? Marygold moved with them. The biggest enemy that can kill you effortlessly are the ones that stick around with you. Now, somewhere along the line, they started doing a job, which was within December and January. Now, one of the ways you will see where I'm going in this thing is I want you to note the timeline. The timeline. They did a job. By the time it was December, January, it was Lande's time to collect a job. Marygold did not see her job money for whatever reason. Do I think that she was financially constrained then, that she could not raise the money? I don't think so. I think she just feel entitled to the same man because subconsciously, to either consciously or subconsciously, to Lande. This is clearly a polygamy because she keep feeling entitled because whether I like it or not, this is the man that could have gotten. And see me finish going to her. So to back, but she just don't feel obliged. There's no pressure for her to look for the money. Long story short, she could not get the money. As a typical Yoruba wife with small sprinkle of ogbanje, you people know how you are. You always have this way of thinking that your husband is dumb and you have to step in and be smart when it comes to certain issues. So Dara step in as a wife, like, oh, call me that and all of those things, especially because she's the one coordinating the ajo, the esusu, for those who don't know what ajo is. And then, of course, for a girl that feels like, if not for me, you will not be in this man's house, she took offense to Dara's action of standing up for her husband. Now, this is the weird part that pisses Dara off. That money in millions. We are asking, where is my husband money? And the husband come up and say, leave her alone. Leave the money. You know, those of you who you are housewife, you know that in a typical scene, let's leave emotions aside. If somebody that is a female that is an acquaintance to your family is owing your husband money and your husband just say, for a female. If it's a man, women will probably not have too much problem. But a woman, your husband now say, leave the millions. But you would any plan for as couples. Two things will happen. One, it will stir the woman's anger. Two, the woman will begin to suspect, like, what's up? Who the hell is this girl? To them, I bought you for 2 million for. Now, Dara probably reacted and began to bamboozle Marygold. For someone who feel entitled to this man in the first place, who feel like it's because of her that you are there, who feel like it could have been her, she got upset. And from that point, everything changed. Now, this is cumulated beef and anger. You know, I've counted like 3 for you before, but this one is what broke the camel's back. At this point, Dara went back and sold all the escapades that she and Dara has been doing together, sold it to the husband. Do you know that the truth or dare matter wasn't even this year, wasn't even last year? It wasn't a recent event. It has been done a while ago. It was brought now. Lande coming up to bring this as his strongest evidence now against the wife. Why? Ask yourself the question why. This is why I said this whole matter was premeditated. Now, at the point where the idol matter causes the fight, Marygold went back. Straight. Play episode from, but there was a problem. It was a whole matter of talk and talk and talk and talk. There was no evidence. She needed to create the evidence, and she started bringing up stuff just to nail the wife. Now, the husband, however, has been seeing a couple of red flags. But now, don't forget they know each other long ago. The loyalty, for some reason, still remains. Somebody that can go you for 2 million for the girl, she will know that he holds some level of loyalty to this girl. They decided to collide themselves. Okay, this is what will happen, this is what will happen. They planned this whole thing, put this girl in jail. Now, let me go back to the truth or dare thing. The truth or dare matter, clearly, again, was orchestrated. Marygold has she has a spirit that anybody that she deal with, she have a strong energy on them. She always have a strong hold over them. Babatee was not aware people were coming. It wasn't planned. Dara wasn't aware of any events. Marygold, however, was the one who called Babatee to say, I just want to come and say, you are new in the area, I'm in your area. Marygold was the one who called Dara to say, let's go to Babatee's. I want to go and invite him for my event as MC. 2 different agenda, 2 different manifesto. And they went there. Let us pause. Dara said something that caught my attention in her statement. She said, this Marygold, anywhere Marygold is going, my husband always asks me to follow her. Did you ever ask yourself why? And a good evidence needed to be created. Why? Why did you ask your wife to follow your manager? She's your manager. She's the one that's supposed to follow you, not your wife. But for some reason, Lande always asked the wife to follow Marygold, which was the reason for this event. Now, they got there. So, Babatee did not know, it was not pre-planned, that event. To Marygold, to Dara, it wasn't pre-planned. The only person who knew this thing, who planned this thing, and who knew what's up, was Marygold. Guess what? Marygold knows Dara very well. She knows her vulnerability. Ọmọ ògbóni làwọn méjèèjì, ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó bá ti gba kànáà, tó dẹ̀ ti gba ṣọ́ọ̀tì bíi mélòó kan sí, ó lè dóbọn, she no go care again. It's called informed knowledge. When somebody deal with you with an informed knowledge, somebody who knows your vulnerability and they can provide the trigger just because they want you to get to that space. That's exactly what she did. Babatee, an opportunist who just see, I mean, who will blame Babatee? You dey in your house, one kan gbogbo méjì, one kan gbọmọ méjì ka ẹ mọ́lé. Who will say no to that? To any man in the real man's world, it's a good deal. Nobody say no to that shit. And two consenting adults, you don't feel any sense of risk. And he was smart enough to use a condom. Thank you, sir. Another thing I want to call your attention to. Do you notice that every escapade of Dara, everywhere Dara allegedly has, waywardly and loosely been sexually involved with other men? Do you notice that somehow, for some weird reason, constantly Mary is there and Lande is always featuring, except the Truth or Dare one. Let's go to before Milkash, on Marygold'S birthday that they had, which was allegedly the day Dara met Milkash. Lande was there with Dara. For whatever good excuse he has, he left there and left the wife there. One. On the other time where they went to do events, which is Milkash events, and they lodged in an hotel, Lande was not there. Marygold was there. They decided, if you listen to the whole story, and he now asked us to go to the mall, they now bought this, they now bought that, and then eventually they ended up in the hotel. Lande was not there. But guess what? First thing in the morning, Lande showed up. And Lande was there with Marygold and Milkash. He first of all denied that sin. The videos we've seen are proving that he was lying. First, that he said he never knew that the wife was smoking weed. Clearly, that's not true. Blackmail. Told me, listen, 99% lie. Rather, 99% truth equals to 100% lie, as far as I'm concerned. Truth is sufficient enough to stand on its own and vindicate anybody. Truth is sufficient enough. If you have to add lie to truth, you are a liar. Because there's no way I want to now trust every other thing that is true. Now, you said you never knew that your wife smokes weed. Clearly, you knew. In fact, in this incident that I was talking about, it was Lande and Milkash that were smoking together. And Dara. The three of them were there. And we've seen the video evidence of Lande and Milkash holding hand and gisting at guys at that same scene. But he never said that in his own statement. He denied it. So for some weird reason I cannot put my finger on, he always happy. That only tells you one thing. That he always know what is happening or what will happen. Or there's somebody who always informed him of what the hell is going on. Mary will deceive Dara out and push her, use the influence as bestie for her. And then on the back end, it's mate Lande. Lande will show up in the scene. This whole thing looks like one big fat setup. Now, like I said, it doesn't exonerate Dara Omokomoni, but she has been living with an ardent enemy called Marygold that she never knew all along. And the husband, however, knew this beforehand. In fact, their relationship was not supposed to be serious. Let's not blame him for loving, but at some point in their relationship, he knew that we don't that's it, and he enjoyed it. Wọ́n jọ ń gbéra wọn débẹ̀ ni, kàn gba kànáà, kàn bọ́ sórí bed, wọ́n jọ ń enjoy ẹ̀ ni. I don't even believe that their relationship has any problem. I really think he loved the wife. I honestly believe the wife loved him. But their marriage has never been a marriage. It has been a triangle relationship from day one. Like, clearly, unpronounced polygamy. There's an external influence that is tailoring the two of them around. And this is the reason why we are where we are. Now, Marygold did not just stop there. As a good manager, they begin to look for an advantage in this side. Let's not forget, when last did you hear of Lande on social media? Lande have been wrecked for a while. And Lande has an history of making propaganda, making false claim. Remember the time they said he wanted to kill himself, he went to Tony Lambert. It ended up being a big fat lie. It was orchestrated. So why is this not one? They both sit down They want to, of course, Mary succeeded in destroying their relationship because she can't stand Dara with Lande together. The jealousy is there, the hatred is there. Especially go to one neighbor or to have a with Similowo and all of those things. They succeeded in destroying this marriage and then collided. They have a bond with Lande. Whatever the bond is, we don't know. But they both sit down and realize that let us make lemonade out of this lemon. How can we use this to our advantage? They planned this propaganda. That's why the only people that I was calling was Babatee, because he's the one who have a name. Oh, I have 20 people in the industry. I dare Lande to produce one with a valuable evidence. It's a lie. It doesn't exist. Or I have the evidence of truth or dare. I can swear with anything that Lande don't have any video of that event. He was told by Marygold with full details and full proofs because Mary was part of this scene. So he was convinced that, but that he had evidence, not lie. Fortunately or unfortunately, Babatee was a feeble-minded person who came to testify against himself, because if not, it would have been his words against hers. But of course, they can't even do that. The person who informed him was part of the scene. Who was Mary? It was a bit of conspiracy between Mary and Lande, and it's very clear. They decided to use it to their advantage. They planned this whole thing. That is why, do you see? Make it make sense that Lande came out in 1 week. It was to just get his comeback. This whole thing was to just have a comeback and get himself on the scene. Do you know that Lande, after making all of this buzz and crying wolf, and the whole thing scatter everywhere, by the following week, Lande began to post videos that he has recorded before with Dara. Like they have skit. I'm not saying anything, not evidence. So skit that has been recorded with the wife. He was using this wife for skit. They were shooting videos together. And he started posting these videos. And this post, of course, was getting a lot of views. The same person who looks like he's emotionally damaged. All of a sudden, he's entering club that do remember, hey, Lande, king of truth or dare. What the fuck went wrong? What's going on? All of this, at 1 minute, you are like, oh, heartbroken. People are worried for him. Don't let him kill himself. That's a lie. All of those things are propagandas. The same person now had a show. Have you seen the video where he has a show that he was doing truth or dare and was banging a woman on the bed? It has become a fun fair because the idea in the first place was to get his comeback. Now, do I have a problem with Lande? No. But I have a problem with the fact that you can do that to a mother of your child. You are so desperate to come back. Now, is Dara a good girl? No, I've said it too many times. Dara is a badass. But that you will do that to the mother of your child, knowing what posterity is, just because of a comeback. Whatever you are with Mary, it will come back to you. I promise, Lande, Mary will still shank you too. Because clearly, both of you are two desperate people. It's sad for Dara. As much as she's a bad girl, I can tell you for a fact that she was set up. And nothing will change that. That is clear cut. I can prove it to anyone. At the end of the day, I want to address this culture of shame that we are having against women. I'm beginning to realize that there's too many angry, bitter men in our society. Listen, your experience is not anybody's experience. We have too many angry, weakening men now that it's women that does that stuff before. But now it's like it's men that does it. Men do cry baby more now. When you hear anything about women, one woman do anything wrong, they are so up. You will see their comment, you can see anger in it. Come on. We have this culture of shame that we practice in Nigeria, where you just think that a woman should, anyone that goes wrong is supposed to be subject to a high level of ridicule. It is not correct. It is not a good idea. It is not. I don't think that people can be wrong. Let people be wrong. We will address it, but why we address it with what motive? To destroy them or to correct them? Because you say nobody only pass. And what you do and how you address people matter. There's a way it can bring either good luck to you or it can attract to rebuke on your behalf. My name is Victor King. He did not strike as mistaken. Don't want to have money.
So Ijoba Lande don't come para for all of now wey they call am mumu because of the way they handle the issue between him and Babatee. Say if it happen to una, make una handle am the way una take want, but like that, he want to handle in one. If you check am well, Babatee no get fault for this issue. And man to man, we know to dey take issue that serious. Especially when you don't know, say Babatee true no know say na Lande wife that baby. The only place where Babatee effort for this matter be say they carry random woman wey you no come your house. Say me you give am doggy, used to comot your stuff, the do doggy. Now when he effort be that. And that one self, now only person wey dey of high moral standard fit blame am for that place. And make I tell you guys, wey dey that level, save no plenty for this country. You understand? So Babatee no really get fault like that. Then the women wey dey social media they talk say, what if say na set up? What if say na something where they want take rope Babatee say he use force stay do, or maybe Ijoba Lande don't put something for him wife body wey be say Babatee go knock am like thunderbolt like that, like Magun, like Babatee go just go knock Magun for free like that. So them blame am. But aside for all these things, Babatee no get fault. And you know, men no too dey fight on top woman because it's always the woman's fault. To be sincere, it's always the woman's fault when it's something like this happen as far as the man is concerned. And the only part we make this one day a little bit complex be say now married woman, na Ijoba Lande wife, no be girlfriend. If na girlfriend matter, most of them go just sit down, they even drink, they talk about and they laugh, say the girl na mumu, you understand? All of now where they blame Babatee, say they carry random woman come in house, they go knock am. Hope una no dey carry Olosho, because if they carry Olosho and they talk that thing about Babatee, God go punish you, no be say na go cop. But as Babatee and Ijoba Lande just carry on like that, you understand? People don't dey reason say, what if all these things are content? Because Ijoba Lande too sabi do all those mumu content, prank content, like the way they do for Aunty Ramata say she go do BBL, and the one where they do say Aunty Ramata get belle, and the one where be say they arrange marriage between Ijoba Lande and Aunty Ramata, you understand? So people don't dey reason say all these things self be skit, if it no be real matter self.
Don't worry. Any koko yellow man law. All your cha. It go happen to you. So when it happen to you, you go know how to handle it. Chi.